opened doors for me to be on stages like this, because before I wasn't on stages like this. I was on rap stages rapping about, violence and guns. We get paid to rap about that stuff. They actually pay us more when we rap about more ignorant stuff, so I make sure I even a line and come talk on stages like this. But you guys, the NAACP, open up doors for people like me to be able to power forward, because the things that fund us, that don't power me forward. I just make sure, because I know better and I'm at an age point, I'm 36. They power is really from when we 21 to 25, where we really don't know. I'm one of the lucky ones that made it through, where I was able to get my knowledge and sense, and I'm the one that keep the line on the rap ignorance and be able to level out conversations like these and deliver it to the young people who may not attend things like this. So I would just say I appreciate you guys.
What's good with it, y'all? It's Coffee tapping back in, and Meek Mill there airing out the industry. Y'all heard what he said. This is a theory and something we've heard many individuals within the industry or just fans of hip hop have, been saying for quite some time. And when do you think exactly it was? Timeline, those hip hop fans who've been watching for the longest time, or listening for the longest time, or however long you've been into the music, into the whole timeline of seeing everything play out as, the 50 years of hip hop milestone just happened this year. We saw it celebrated at the Grammys, the BET Awards, many other media platforms doing different content articles for 50 years of hip hop. If you really look at it full circle, when do you think that it went down, when you started seeing more conscious rappers phased out and, strictly violence, drugs, gang culture, and things of that nature being pushed to the forefront, and that's all you were really seeing? Comment and let me know below. I know, and you see Talib Kweli in the comments, co-signing what Meek said. You see, saying that this is true, this is facts. And Meek Mill actually, we saw, give up a lot of his freedom even after he had the fame, going in and out of jail. If you recall, he had that case where he was on paper for a very long time. And we saw the whole Free Meek movement, and I believe there was even movies made and all that. But even after the fame, even being inside the industry, actually pushing a lot of this content that he's referencing, still couldn't keep him out from behind bars. Like, he was going in and out a lot until what year was that? 2017, 18, somewhere around that time frame, where his case was just done off finally. It's kind of wild if you think about it, that he was making the industry and a lot of labels a lot of money, and he still had to go lay it down from time to time. The top paid attorneys and all that couldn't keep him out. It's nuts. But yeah, what year would you say that you saw conscious rap totally phased out or somewhat phased out, or your thoughts on this across the board, your theory and whatnot? As we know, there were some artists that were telling their story, telling their reality of what life was like for them, which is different, in my opinion. You let me know what you think, than just pushing an ultra violent drug dealing lifestyle. If you're telling the story, there's a different aspect to it than just putting some out there like, oh, this is cool, this is what it is, this is what you should do. Although there's still an element of influence no matter what, telling a story, sharing a reality, saying what's going on, in the world or in an individual's neighborhood or individual's life, or just what world look like through their eyes, is totally different than just co-signing, something as being cool, especially if an individual wasn't living it. You know what I'm saying? I'll tell you one thing though. We had already started seeing the temperature of the music change up. that had well been going on for quite some time already. But right around 2010 or somewhere in that time frame, it got really extra out with just everything was pill pop, swag, pill pop, drink lean, which we still see a lot of that going on within the music and everything still to this day in the imagery and stuff of that nature. But this was actually, I'd say, right around the time Meek was really coming to the forefront in artists like Future and stuff like that. We just saw a lot of really drugged out music, pill music, like not just drugs, pop pills, pop pills. If you pop pills, you got swag. And, I just took a Xan and all that extra ish. And as we know, the opiate epidemic is something crazy still going on to this day with the Fenty with it taking over the streets all across the country, really all across the world, which is still something is nuts when it comes to that because the whole idea of drugs and drug dealing and whoever is profiting off it, you know, all uh, all the way up to the top of the pyramid, so to speak. When you kill off the customer base, that's not really the way business works. So it really seems there was a clear agenda going on with all that and Purdue Pharma and different things of that nature, which is a whole nother story, a whole nother conversation, whole nother video. But like I said, the music had already been switching up, but I just felt like right around somewhere around that time frame of like 2010 is when specifically the pill pop swag era started. I could be wrong again. Tap in, comment, let me know what you think. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. As always, it's all about hearing from y'all, the people, from your perspective. I don't claim to be no expert. I'm just coffee talking it up with y'all. You know, trying to hear what different individuals think and whatnot. That's how we do. So sub up. Also tap in and comment some of your favorite, conscious rap groups of all time and, why you like them and whatnot and what era is and was or is your favorite when it comes to the music. But how do you guys think what Meek is saying here exactly worked? Do you think that the labels flat out cut the artists bonus checks? Like, listen, talk this ish. We need you to really touch on these topics and go in and we'll cut you that bonus? Or do you think it was done more in a way where, when they would be submitting music to the labels, to put together albums that certain types of music would be rejected? Like, nah, that's not really the type of content that we're looking for. And, more or less, the artists got the picture as they saw what the label was accepting and rejecting. And, it was done that way or what? Let me know below. Also, that was something, that I've noticed with a lot of artists when artists would get more into dropping mixtapes aside from their major label albums. A lot of times you would see tracks, or if the artist would later talk about certain tracks or certain mixtapes and stuff like that, they'd be like, yeah, that was extra music that didn't end up on this project. You know what I mean? So maybe that ties into that whole situation or whatnot. But why do you think Meek is speaking up now? Have you ever heard any other artists flat out come and say this directly the way Meek Mill is saying this right here and now? Or have you just heard rappers talk about it and allude to it? And what do you think? Should he go a step further and flat out call individuals out on a personal basis? Or do you think that could be dangerous to him? Or do you think, you know, he should go that way and expose the truth about what's really going on and who's behind it all? And do you think that this could be stopped? Because it seems like no matter what in business, whether it's music or whatever it is, like for instance with YouTube, when YouTube first jumped off, a lot of independent, everyday individuals were making money on this platform. Whatever kind of content they were making, whatever kind of content they were putting up, the everyday individual was getting to the bag where slowly over time, big corporations and big business said, oh, you see this? There's a lot of money to be made here. We need to infiltrate this and take this over. And then, now you have the current landscape of YouTube that really kind of seems to happen with anything in life. That just kind of seems to be what happens is the powers that be, big corporations, big business, is going to figure out how to tap into it and take it away from the everyday individual and, get it going for themselves like a well-oiled machine. Is wild when you really, really think about it. But man, now you think about the current AI takeover, algorithms, the way algorithms work and the way the blogosphere works with devices and, figuring out what individuals, what algorithm will snatch someone's attention up, and how can we keep motherfuckers tapped into the blogosphere for big businesses profit and all that. It's rather quite scary, and it's been scary. This isn't anything I don't think that anyone is oblivious to, but when you hear Meek speak about this and just kind of go further down into this thought process, it's some scary ish, man. So there you have it. Meek Mill speaking out. Let's talk about it all below. Thanks for watching. Once again, sub up. It's coffee. I'm up out of here, y'all. Peace.